Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Trekyards. I am the incredibly awesome Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Cockins, and neither of us have been returned from the dead because we are stable, comfortable, and just trying to talk to you every single week. But somebody in this wide universe, apart from Spock, and probably a couple others if you go back into all Trek, have been brought back from the dead. Sort of.
How do you know I haven't been brought back from the dead?
I mean, we'll wait until your memoirs come out in a few years. Tell all.
Right? Yeah, exactly. We're going to be talking about Doctor Culbers today and whether his resurrection is a good thing. Will it be beneficial in the end? Are there going to be any weird side effects? Or is it just going to be all squeaky clean, happy, happy ending,
Although I want to ask a sub-question there because
Yes.
as I was thinking through, like Spock and such, he actually died. Did Culber actually die, given that his energy went right into the mycelial network and he was reconstructed and he didn't lose time? Did he actually die?
That's a good question. And we talked about that a little bit during our review. Like, did the snapping of his neck, which is generally kills you instantly because it, takes, all the activity out of the brain. Did that kill him, or was he still maybe conscious or just on the verge of dying or letting go as Stamets scooped him up and kind of transferred him to the mycelial network, albeit by accident? But that's a very good question, actually. I don't have a clear, easy answer for that. I would assume he died instantly, but because there was still residual energy in the body, I don't know. It's a metaphysical question that I just can't answer.
Yeah, well, exactly, because like I said, Spock was so definitively died, body, gone. And then fully reconstructed. And then reasserted his brain into that. Whereas even if Culber was dead, then reconstructed, he might have been, out of the dimensional plane for a few minutes, and then into a new one. But if the energy could be transferred that easily, then maybe the energy still counts as existence. He was just beamed, in essence, over there. Like, especially as Culber, do you think you actually remember the last few months of existence in a alternate plane where there is no physical body? He is all, energy states. I don't think the mycelium network was literally what you see. It was just a construct based on our infiltration of it. I don't imagine there's actually trees in this layer of subspace. You know what I mean? I thought it's just like Q would create it for the people to see. Like May is a creation of the spore to show. Well, why wouldn't the network be creating something that we can visually see? I mean, the network is all of time, all of space, all dimensions. It's kind of beyond our comprehension. So if it was all kind of, semi-corporeal.
That's a good question. You got to take into account, though, that Tilly actually did get transferred there. So if they did construct it, they did it for her as well.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So was he actually running around for months chasing after Discovery, being attacked by these things on a physical level, or was it more something we can't understand, but that's the only way that it could be visually shown to us?
Well, is it easier to, in this digital, again, it's not a well thought out concept, this mycelial thing that they've built, so it's kind of hard to overthink it because they didn't think it through that much, really. But did they physically transport her body to a physical place that existed, or was a physical place, like say, created, or was her mind moved and created into mycelial energy in that plane? Because it would seem way more effort for them to move her body and then create a physical plane rather than just moving her energy and talk to it, and what we see is just a figment of the way we can relate to things.
Well, that might be the case, but yeah, because her total physical was beamed essentially through the cocoon transporter, the organic transporter. So it could have just not been reinstated as physical matter that she's aware of. It just could be. But that being said, the ship physically crashed into the mycelial plane, sort of, kind of, maybe, and then I don't know.
And obviously Burnham and
they went through they went through the airlock thingy.
And that's very literal.
But it could be once you cross that mycelial plane, you become...
Yeah.
Wow, that's a whole other discussion, I think. I don't know. I'm waiting to see what happens when the Doctor sees Tyler again.
Yeah.
But there's a lot we don't know, and we're gonna have to keep an eye on, because I think they're gonna really, that's gonna be a good storyline to follow, how he responds to this, because I don't think it's gonna be squeaky clean. Hey, how you doing? I'm back now. There's gonna be a lot of repercussions, and hopefully he's a damaged doctor, if you will.
You know, I did say at the time this isn't, you know, it was very easy, so having it be not easy is a good thing. And I believe that someone pointed out after our review in the comments that in the after Trek, the equivalent to the current equivalent, the actor did say, oh no, it's not going to be squeaky clean, as you just said, so there is going to be repercussions. And that, you know, you want to give this actor something to do. We've now got a pretty interesting-ish Doctor character, and Stamets has very little to do now, since the Spawn Network drive is certainly coming to the end of its days. So therefore giving him the, you know, dead and resurrected husband sort of, to you know, that's a good plot line to deal with, even if it's just for one season, then maybe he leaves the show or something. But yeah, will he get PTSD flashbacks? Because if his, you know, his body was gone, this is not his original body. That's new. His energy was being sort of tortured for, you know, for months in a non-corporeal plane, in a non-existent plane, and then now he's got a new body. But was that even a fully properly made body? Did they do it wrong? I mean, that was a pretty, you know, we can maybe do it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. His mental state's going to be something that's definitely in question. I never thought of the physical aspect, but you're right. Maybe they didn't construct the body properly, so there's going to be issues with that. I mean, they were doing a full scan at the end of the episode, but we didn't really see him, you know, off the table or anything. I know full scans in Discovery are kind of useless because they got a Vulcan or a Klingon spy.
Yep, I would not trust full scans to save my life, which is a problem with a full scan. Yeah, no, you can't.
Well, maybe they're scanning better now because of that. I mean, once he did his rescan of Tyler, that's what killed him, essentially, because, yeah, dude, you're not you. Snap. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be more of a reason to have Tyler on the show than his, you know, explained plot point of relay information about Spock to him. That could take half an hour and over comms. So there's more to that, clearly, for reason, even if it's just, well, the actors, the story, the writers know we're going to have the Culber back and we need that drama. Even if it's just that. I mean, whatever, fine. But it's probably going to come to, I mean, what if he tries to kill Tyler? What if there's a fun, like, you know, viciousness? Because if he does remember, he's getting flashbacks to the terror, daily terror. Because I don't think he has to eat in the, you know, but just all he was experiencing was fighting for his life. And then now he's not the same man. He can't be. He's had this horrible, you know, Spock was enlightened by his death and resurrection.
Yeah.
This man could be broken, fully broken by it.
Well, you brought up an interesting point. Something that I mentioned in the first review was, what was he eating during this time? No, I'm just saying. That gives credence to the fact that it's not a physical plane, per se, that he doesn't need to maintain his body. But, yeah, I don't know. It definitely makes the tie between Stamets and him a lot stronger, though, with what transpired and the fact that they brought him back. I do like the fact that the fact he was chasing Discovery every time he saw Discovery through the network.
Yeah.
To kind of get back to what he's used to, and once they crash it in, the first thing he does is get right on board. I love that because it's instinctual to get to your home, right? So.
I think it was implied he went to him and Stamets' quarters because it was the same set that, I mean, it's always the same set. They have one crew quarters set, but it felt like the same setup as when Stamets was lost and Hugh. I wish I'd said it was our quarters. That would have been a much cleaner tie. I think it was implied. But yeah, I mean, you know, will he remember the original time when he helped Stamets? I mean, they've got this very double, you know, mycelial life bond that goes beyond dimensions, you know. Well, it is still strange that, you know, they weren't trying to kill Hugh then, but it's because the writers hadn't invented that yet. Retcon. Yeah.
Could be just he was brand new to the network because he just got there, so I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, he was on a physical representation of the Discovery again in the network.
Which means it wasn't physical, because it definitely wasn't there.
Yeah. See, opening up a whole can of worms talking about this topic. And I don't think there are any easy answers. I'm sure they'll try to explain a lot of it, but yeah, they can't focus too heavily on it because we got to do it the Saru thing and then the Spock plot, and there's only like, well, there's still they're about halfway through the season.
Yeah,
they're not even halfway yet.
And remember, this was the end of the original showrunners plus reshoots. This next block is the Alex Kurtzman fully in charge. So this is where it should change, better or worse.
I was gonna say for the better. We're not sure.
I guarantee that the comedy added back in was reshoots from Alex Kurtzman. I guarantee, tonally, to try and bring those up a few notches of just fun. So hopefully that'll maybe be slightly stronger in the future. Although it's been pretty consistent so far.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm as I always say, I'm hoping for the best. And this will be an interesting plot point to follow because this has been pretty dramatic. Pretty dramatic set of circumstances. A lot of people thought he was gone for good, and we had rumors that he was coming back, and it's like how that's going to happen, and now we know, and it's just I'm going to look forward to after the season's done going back and rewatching and seeing all the ties in to it. So
I have a question for you though. Does this enhance, weaken, or really have no effect on him actually dying and the impact in season 1?
I don't think it weakens it per se. I mean, on first watch, it was pretty impactful when that happened.
Yeah.
The same thing could be said for when Spock died. People that saw that initially. But now, knowing that Spock comes back, it's like, oh yeah, he dies. That's sad.
We'll wait an hour and 12 minutes and he's back.
Well, pretty much, yeah. I think it strengthens his character for sure, but I don't think it takes anything away from the initial shock that was that death.
Well, second question, do you think it was intended to have him come back when they killed him, so that they could just kill him, because they knew they would just bring him back?
I don't think so, to be fair. Just because how we started this conversation out with, did he die instantly when his neck was snapped? The way they kind of brought him back with Stamets being in and out of the network, I mean, it's a possibility because he was conscious of Hugh while he was on the bed, and then his eyes would glaze over again, and he'd go back into that state. So they did have him transferring back and forth. So it could be that it was written in initially, but I kind of doubt it, to be honest. I think they didn't realize how popular Culbers' character would be, and so they're like, there's always ways in Star Trek to bring somebody back. That's the great thing about science fiction.
And also, obviously, we had the reaction of the security officer dying and everyone cheering, and then oh dear, that wasn't the reaction we necessarily hoped. And then Culber dying, so you had to wait and see. I think that it was implied that he was in the network somewhere, but bringing him back as a full corporeal, I don't think was the plan. I think was a plan, but I feel like it was more like because they didn't know. Yeah. They didn't know by the end they were going to lose the spore drive by season 2 because the fans really just revulsion of the technology. Those things are so interconnected that because they have to just deal with that spore and just, oh, okay, we're closing that down right now. Gotta get him out. So I think they probably rushed the plans. Didn't feel rushed, but well, okay, the early stuff did. But I think it was he exists, but I bet you it wasn't this way to bring him back.
Yeah, because when he first ran into Stamets initially, he said, "I can't come back." Yeah, because Stamets was like, "Can you come back? Like this is, I can't go back with you." He says so. He knew more then, it seemed like, than he did later.
They're not. I don't know. The same writers.
Yeah, it's yeah. So we're just gonna have to chalk that up to shoddy writing and different writers. So.
It's the Star Wars episode 7 to 8. Different people doing different stories, trying to retcon and redo and undo. It's like doesn't quite connect, but it's like, oh, well, yeah. Well, it really isn't a problem how they brought him back, but yeah, it definitely wasn't the plan. But I do think he's going to be damaged. I think this will be this new Stamets storyline. I wonder what Tilly's line story's going to be. Maybe they gave us so much in the first 7. Are we at 7? So that they can then lower her part in the rest of the show because again, she's not overly important as a character right now. She shouldn't be. She isn't. Except the audience likes her. But maybe she's had her time, so it'll balance out. So the second half will be more Saru, more Stamets, who didn't get as much, with Hugh, and try and rebalance a little bit. But yeah, it'll be interesting, and definitely the Tyler thing will be fun. But
Yeah.
hopefully it's not just one-dimensional, like, I hate you, I'm so sorry, I want to kill you. Like, I hope there's more to it, you know?
I hope Tyler gets injured or something, and the doctor's being the doctor again. And he's like,
Ooh.
I kind of have some bad news for you, and he backs up or something. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be fun, actually. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Babylon 5 episode, if you've got to that where Drakkar and Londo are in an elevator together. And, you know, the mortal enemies, and they have to hang out for, like, 35 minutes. It's brilliant. But yeah, that'd be wonderful, actually, if at some point Discovery gets battle damaged, and they're both locked in this room together, and Tyler's dying, and Culber's just like, I'm just going to walk away. I'm just... But it'd be like he's not forced to save him because reason, but, like, make that harsh choice and deal with that darkness, because I can certainly see, you know, being murdered in cold blood randomly. Okay, wow, last question then we'll stop. Do you think Culber can forgive him being murdered? He can forgive, because, you know, no harm, no foul. I didn't, you know, I'm back now, it's fine.
I mean, just putting myself in that situation, I hold a grudge. You know what I mean? From what we've seen of the Doctor, I would say yes, he would be able to forgive. I know Stamets. The way Stamets, you know, addressed Tyler, did that gut you? I mean, that was just an awesome, but it was not as harsh as it could have been as well.
It's very clinical. Which is Stamets.
Yeah. So I don't know about Hugh. Hugh seems much more like the emotional part of that team. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out. That's going to be very interesting. It definitely creates a cool dynamic between Tyler and him for sure. And Stamets, the three of them. So, yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see, guys. But we want to hear your thoughts, of course. What do you think about Tyler, the Doctor, coming back? Do you think he's going to be messed up? What are your predictions? Put them down below. We'd love to read your comments and hear your thoughts. And as always, click the notification icon so as we do learn about this progression of the character, you can get notified when we talk about it. And don't forget to subscribe and do all that fun stuff. There's lots of cool stuff down in the links down below.
So much. Like Everpress, like Eagle Moss, like Teespring. Is Everpress a thing? Where did I get that one from?
Everpress was our limited edition for shirt runs.
Sorry, ignore that.
Yeah.
What did I haven't said that as words in years. I was like in 6 months. Yes, Teespring and Eagle Moss and fun things like that. And I think our Patreon's down there. You know, it helps us monthly. It's very essential, monthly. Or join our Super Chat lives every week. We try and do them on the Friday for Discovery reviews, which are always packed with people and brilliant conversations, actually. We're quite a wonderfully balanced group of people that come and join us for those. And we have Tuesday and Wednesday weekly lives, and Sunday goes. Stuart goes on Sunday. And we have random other ones during the week if we feel like it or if breaking news happens. So come support us live. It's a great way, or a one-time money donation at Trekyards.com, which goes to our Trekyards@hotmail.com.
Yes.
PayPal. Lots of words, Stuart. Shut me up and let's go on to the next video.
Lots of .coms. So until .com next time, I'm .com, Captain Foley. CaptainFoley.com.
I will get killed by a Romulan spy who will take over the ship. So I often quote that line.
And then we'll bring you back, but in the Romulan spy's body that killed you to make it really dynamic.
Dum dum dum. Bye.